Good evening and welcome. Thanks very much for tuning in to NDTV. I'm Padmaja Joshi, and on every story that matters, the buck stops here. Today, superstar Deepika Padukone met a controversy, or rather was in the midst of a controversy that perhaps she would not have expected. It was a brand new commercial where she was promoting tourism for Abu Dhabi. In that tourism commercial, she can be seen along with Ranveer Singh in various spots in Abu Dhabi, including one inside a mosque where she can be seen covering her head with a maroon abaya. She is fully in a maroon abaya and her head is covered as well. As a result, there was a wholesale attack on her. Remember, in the recent past, Deepika Padukone had also done a different campaign where she had spoken about choice. She had said whether I wear bindi or not, whether I cover my head or not, all of that is my choice. Now, with both of these contrasted, there was a huge social media debate about the hypocrisy of choice. Many people started asking, is this whole concept of choice only reserved for Hindu tradition? Some even asked, why has she never gone and promoted any Hindu place of worship? Well, predictably, it was again this binary that was brought up again and again. And remember, she's been no stranger to controversy. Earlier, when she had gone to JNU at a very contentious time, when there were student protests rocking the campus in Delhi, she had gone to JNU to promote her film Chapak, but had also stood there in solidarity with the protesting students. At that time, she had been accused of trying to make a political statement, of getting involved in things that she has no understanding about. But this particular commercial with her in an abaya has again ended up touching a raw nerve. So is there really a hypocrisy when celebrities talk about choice, or is this just the natural outcome of being a public face where every single thing you say, where every single action of yours is under scrutiny and is often subject to severe critique, especially when it comes to religious sensibilities? Joining us today on the show, Amita Sachdeva, advocate on record in the Supreme Court. We also have with us activist Rahul Ishwar, Shailendra Singh, founder of Sunburn Festival and Percept. He's also a filmmaker. And we have Atikur Rahman, who's an Islamic researcher, joining us. But I want to start with you, Rahul Ishwar. Why the anger? Why this sudden scrutiny of Deepika Padukone? In both cases, actually, people would argue it's a question of choice.
Two submissions. One, Deepika is a very beloved actress. Everyone loves and respects her. Having said that, let's see whether she is woke in India and respect cultural sensibilities in Dubai. See, the whole point is Deepika has always taken a woke stand here, stood with so-called feminism, smashing patriarchy, especially Brahminical patriarchy. And when she is in Dubai, it's very good that we Indians and Hindus in general believe in respecting all cultures and faith. So she can go to an alien land, respect the culture and sensibility here. But if somebody criticizes her for not wearing bindi or something regarding bindi, she suddenly says it's a choice. So she's born to a great culture, a great land. People, normal people who are her fans, admirers like me, expect her to be more culturally sensitive. But here, she is always taking a left liberal feminist progressive position and going there to the Middle East and always taking a right culturally sensitive position. So it's natural that people will criticize. She's a celebrity, so she has to take in the stride. Celebrities, like Arun Jaitley ji once said, should have a stomach for all these criticisms. So I think they should take it in the stride. But the larger point being culturally sensitive, both to the Middle East, where our Muslim brothers are there, and to Indians, where the Hindu sensibilities are there, would be a good match. She doesn't seem to be very appreciative of Indian culture and sensibilities while in India. And that's one thing that people are pointing out. I don't believe any brutal trolling is good, but a respectful criticism can always be there.
Aren't we being a little harsh? Rahul Ishwar, I mean, okay, I am all for people critiquing where there is actual hypocrisy, but I actually went back and looked at that advertisement. It's only when she is inside the mosque premises that she has put on an abaya and she has covered her head, which I would expect anyone in India also, if you were in a temple or if you were at Harmandir Sahib, you would cover your head. There are other parts of the commercial where she has her hair uncovered, where her hair is open. It's just a tourism commercial after all. Are we becoming too touchy?
No, see, celebrities are subject to all kind of opinions from public. They need to have a stomach to appreciate a diversity of opinion. Of course, everyone agrees that it should not be abused, it should not be defamatory, it should not be insulting. Her womanhood. Having said that, the cultural sensibilities will be contrasted, and especially as you rightly said, in the JNU protest and all, we know where she stands. She stands with the feminist progressive work. There is nothing wrong in it. There is nothing wrong in doing that. But when suddenly one sees she going to an alien space, respecting their culture, sensibilities, being there, all the aspect there. For example, there are many woke feminists who in India says Karwa Chauth is regressive or our Ghungat is regressive. Wears the same kind of dress in Middle East and say that this is cultural diversity. So naturally, when Ghungat is regressive and abaya is progressive, natural questions will be there.
Shailendra is saying, do you think that this is a raw nerve which celebrities should be very careful about, especially when periodically there are comments made about against Karwa Chauth, like Rahul Ishwar pointed out, or against, the Ghungat, the whole culture of doing Ghungat in some parts of the country, and then suddenly abaya being normalized, even glamorized in advertisement like this. Is there reason to be hurt there?
I think, Padmaja, I find this extremely humorous, to be honest, because at the end of the day, these are all professionals. Whether you take an example of our beloved, respected Prime Minister, if he goes to Amritsar Golden Temple, he wears a turban, doesn't make him a Sikh, or Shah Rukh Khan dances in a lungi in Chennai Express movie, doesn't make him a South Indian. I think these are people and personalities in public domain, and they need to do what needs to be done to make a living. And I think the previous person who said you need to compartmentalize their profession and their personal lives. So I feel somewhere there's nothing wrong with the commercial, to be honest. She's respected the script that she was given and the country that she's in and the culture that she's in. And that's what our Prime Minister does, or a Shah Rukh Khan, or anybody in the public domain would do it. And I feel these trollers, for God's sake, I mean, look at India today. You have floods in Himachal, in Bihar, Punjab. I mean, there is so many serious things that this country needs to pay attention to. But we land up with celebrities, wearing hijabs and ads and create controversies out of nothing. And they do land up getting 9 p.m. So at the end of the day, I guess they know what trolling they should do to ensure that the entire nation watches a debate like this at 9 p.m. for the trolling that they've done for Deepika. But I think there's no merit in what this commercial has shown and projected, to be honest with you.
No, but Shailendra Singh, like a few people, including Rahul Ishwar, have said, it's also about historically what is the kind of stance you have taken vis-a-vis various issues, which is why perhaps all this attention on Deepika Padukone, as Rahul Ishwar called it, a woke feminist agenda.
Yeah. So listen, Padmaja, I have to be this sort of neutral United Nations on this one. People go through phases of life, and Deepika, she's been on your NDTV channel where she bared her heart and soul out about her depression and her issues on mental health. You remember that, right? So I think, Deepika has a life. At the end of the day, we need to protect and understand and celebrate her. At the end of the day, she's the human Deepika, she's the actress Deepika, and then she's a brand Deepika. But at no point has Deepika ever said that she's India. She's an Indian, but she's not the voice of the country. So if you notice, there are politicians wear many hats and they wear many outfits when the occasion is so desired by them to win elections or propagate a thought process. So where is the issue here, to be honest?
A humble interjunction, Padmajaji.
Sure.
I mean, without being political.
Yes, go on, make your point, Rahul Ishwar.
A humble interjunction. Let's not compare Modi ji to, not because politics, Modi ji to actors. Modi ji is a genuine believer of Sikh culture. He celebrates Sikh religion. He celebrates Buddhism. Our politicians or social leaders, speak from any party, including Rahul Gandhi, going to and even respecting their culture is slightly different from, I know, people who do it for money. I mean, there is nothing wrong in doing an advertisement for money, but politicians do it out of social engineering concerns, perhaps genuine concerns. So I doubt whether netas and abhinetas can be compared in this.
Rahul Ishwar is saying that you're being unnecessarily touchy. She just followed a script. What's the big deal? She's not trying to change the world or become the voice of India.
Rahul Ishwar just made this debate very safe. Thank you, Rahul, for safeguarding my interest for what I said. But Rahul, abhineta or neta, seriously, draw the line for me today.
Amita Sachdeva, at the end of the day, it's just a commercial. The point of view that Shailendra Singh is bringing to the table is, listen, she was given a script. It's not as if she has gone out of her way to insult anyone or insult any culture or to make any comment about Hinduism. It was simply a mark of respect, and perhaps even lesser than that, just something that was mentioned in the script. Much ado about nothing.
See, we are not saying so. See, wearing hijab and promoting a mosque is a personal choice and professional choice. I am sure they must be getting paid for it. See, promoting global culture is a step towards unity, in fact. However, I just want to say that, being a Bharatiya, she has never been seen promoting Bharatiya culture. Bharat has a rich culture and tradition. In fact, I would say Bharat has the richest culture in the world. We have our own dharmic heritage, temples, spiritual sites, and then they should also promote that also with the same enthusiasm. She has a huge following, including our youth. So, what message is going to the youth? Youth look up to them. They are the role model for youth. But by this selective promotion, they can't be the role model of Indian youth.
No, Bharatiya culture, how? If somebody was to offer her a India tourism advertisement, maybe she'd do that as well. I've seen her plenty of times wear saris. She wears rather gorgeous saris. When she got married, she made sure that she sported sindoor. How has she ignored or, in any way subverted Bharatiya culture?
That will never happen. Indian tourism ministry will never approach her, because when it comes to bindi, she says it's my freedom to not to wear bindi. When it comes to a gang which says Bharat tere tukde honge, she supports that gang, tukde gang. When it comes to some law enacted by the Indian government, she supports those people who oppose that law. So Indian tourism ministry will never approach her.
Shailendra Singh.
Such kind of support,
Padmaja, I think Amita has a very strong point of view, but Amita, just a humble request to remind our viewers across the country, especially the young generation, that the trollers, that we are the world's largest democracy, and we should permit a United States of India, and people should have their voice and choice to live the life they live under the democracy and constitution of India. We should not scare people for saying and believing in what they do. And that is what makes India so beautiful. And we all coexist with our religion, our choices, our faiths. And seriously, I think this is a non-issue. And I request the trollers to please go down and see the state of Punjab, Bihar, Himachal Pradesh, what has happened with the floods. It's not a joke. Global warming is a reality. Forget the hijab, forget the commercial, let them make money. As long as the law permits it, let it happen. And I said, the other gentleman said about Mr. Modi wearing, whether when he goes to a temple, he wears it. Of course, he's got a role to play. He accepts all sorts of people and religion and faiths in our country. So what's wrong with Deepika being appointed and for a commercial overseas? I mean, tomorrow she could play a role of a German, and then you're going to troll her because you don't like the Nazis or you don't like Hitler. How does this work? I mean, how does this work?
See, again, I'm saying it's her personal choice, it's her professional choice. I wish to see her with same enthusiasm, promoting Bharati culture and tradition. She should conduct herself in such a way, as you rightly said, why an Indian ministry, should not approach her. She should conduct herself in such a manner that Indian tourism ministry should consider her as brand ambassador to promote the Indian culture and Indian tradition. I wish to see her that. And since last few years, a powerful wave of Sanatan awakening has arisen, and it will continue to grow stronger with time.
I'm sure you enjoyed her performance in Padmavat and Chennai Express and all the million movies she's made, and entertained us as a true icon. She's one of the top 3 actresses this country has. So imagine 1.5 billion people rate her in the top 3 actresses. So let's respect her, let's celebrate her, and let her voice be her voice.
That's a very good point that you've made there, Rahul Ishwar. Before I come to Atiku Rahman, sorry, you've been waiting patiently. When she portrayed Rani Padmavati, then actually she was attacked by the other side saying that you are showing the regressive part of Bharatiya culture. But at that time, it was a script that she was following. Jauhar was a need of the hour because there were invaders. Women did commit Jauhar in order to protect their modesty. But now you're saying that she is denigrating Bharatiya culture, the same one that she represented or she portrayed in Padmavati. How can you do such a 180 degree, Rahul Ishwar?
No, Padmaji, let us be honest regarding this. See, I'm a right-wing activist, and she is a liberal. And I don't know whether she's left, but she's liberal progressive. Of course, there is a political difference of opinion. We respect that, and she's a great actress. We all love her acting skills. She's a great icon. See, and we expect more from her. Like ma'am was earlier telling, she can do much more for Indian culture in a very positive way. And please remember, she should do it as a lesser rate because she is promoting her own country, her own culture. So, it sometimes feels sad when the icons we look up to are not respecting our sensitives enough. For example, Amir Khan, when he did a movie, later if he found out he disrespected Indian sensibilities, he apologized. It was a great statesmanly step from Amir Khan to come forward and say, if you have felt hurt, see, I accept that point. So when a person like Amir Khan can come forward and apologize, give an olive branch, mend fences, create bridges, why can't people like Deepika Padukone also do it? So people expect her to show that respect for the opposite side. See, I belong to her opposite spectrum. I know I don't have any issue in telling that, but she should be more statesmanly. She can make much more amends. She can promote Indian culture, of course, for a lesser cost. Rather, our tourism department may not be as rich as the UAE department to give that amount of money, but at the same point of time, she should be more respectful regarding the opposite side, and she has always been dismissive. With due respect, the entire Bollywood has been dismissive. Bollywood has always called the right fringe in one way or the other. So, when Amir Khan can do that, why can't they reach out?
Rahul, just a small point, Padmasha, if you allow me. Rahul, if you go to a mosque, whether you go in Saudi Arabia or you go in Mumbai or Hyderabad, will you dress appropriately as per the rules of the mosque? Will you do that, or you won't?
Absolutely yes, sir. Absolutely yes.
You will.
Similar respect should be shown to temple too.
Commercial. Yeah.
Similar respect should be temple to Indian culture, our bindi, our sari, our people, our festivals too.
It's so interesting, Rahul. I think Deepika, poor soul, if she's watching this show, I'm sure she's hoping for Incredible India or Indian Tourism Department to approach her to endorse. And Mr. Bachchan has been advertising for Gujarat since donkeys came home. I guess somebody needs to approach her. She's a personality of India of great pride, and she will 100%. She's a true Indian, and she'll promote India for sure. My point, Rahul, is that we should not propagate this thought process for. We have the youngest population on the planet.
Because her earlier stand, but Shailendra Singh, it has to be only with a bindi, because her earlier stand on not wearing a bindi has anyway raised plenty of hackles. But let me bring in Atikur Rahman as well. The past of Deepika Padukone, especially the JNU episode, do you think there is any merit in saying that this also is a subtle political agenda? Sure, everyone has the choice to wear a bindi, wear a sari, wear a hijab or not wear a hijab. But given the trend that we have seen so far, this seems to be more of a subtle agenda peddling. Atikur Rahman.
So, Padmaja, if we are seriously looking at this particular issue, we should be guided by something which law determines. The law in India determines that the agency of a woman is free to wear, free to go, free to do business, and free to have commercial interests, which she has not violated. Second important factor is, Padmaja, as Mr. Shailendra pointed out, that we are talking of a democratic India and an orthodox UAE. The same UAE which years and years ago in their malls they were selling halal meat and pork side by side. So which is more democratic, the orthodox UAE or India, wherein we are banning? We are banning all sorts of beef, and so that it is troublesome for the people of the other faith. So if at one point you are pinpointing that how can Deepika neglect the Hindu traditions in an orthodox country like UAE just to promote commercial interests. Now you need to look, and Rahul, you are doing balancing act, Rahul. If Deepika is a left liberal, do you have an objection? And do you have a green card to troll her? If she is a left liberal, if I am a liberal, do any of the right wingers have a right to troll me? No, that is anti-democratic, Rahul. So come clean, please. Come clean. You cannot have a balancing act here. You need to criticize the trolls who are trolling Deepika for this particular act, and she has not done anything against the Indian Constitution.
Okay, you want to respond to that, Rahul Ishwar?
Just quick thought, sir. No, I respect that sentiments. We need to have a sense of balance at the same point of time. See, trolls are natural. People from right, left, and all get those kind of trolls. Not only in India, world around. Deepika, being a great celebrity, need to have a stomach for these, right? That's how, that's how we need to be thick-skinned when we are celebrities. We are ordinary people, but Deepika is a great celebrity. So she may be facing this kind of opinions. Of course, no abuse is, nobody will condone abuse. Nobody will say abuse and violence is right. But at the same time, some amount of trolling, especially the humorous trolling, let that be. I believe celebrities should develop a tolerance for humorous trolling.
A small counter. Padmaja. Padmaja, may I come in?
Yes, go on.
Yeah, Rahul, it's
Yes,
not
go
a
on.
question. See, unfortunately, Deepika is not on this panel. The question is not whether Deepika is taking this in her stall or not. The question is, we need to criticize the trolls which are undemocratic. This is not Indian tradition. The constitution does not allow that if a woman is having her agency, you need to troll her, and you are siding with the trolls. You are saying that Deepika should take it in her stride. Why should her take it in her stride? She has all the right to, condemn these trolls. And since you are on the panel, I expect that you condemn the trolls because Deepika has her own agency. She has not violated any law. Even the cultural aspect, she has not
But the
violated.
same democratic tradition also says that Hindu women should not be shamed when they're doing Karwa Chauth. No, and Karwa Chauth is just round the corner. You see the number of op-eds that will be written that this is the most regressive thing on the planet. I think that is what hurts Shailendra Singh. If there has to be caution, and I principally agree that everyone should exercise choice. But when people have already taken a stand vis-a-vis one community and then are extremely liberal to the other, I think that is when people start to see through and react to the hypocrisy and the double standards.
Look, Padmaja, I find this extremely dangerous because where India is wanting to go under the leadership of Mr. Modi or whatever, whoever is leading this nation is towards progression, towards a strong democracy that allows every citizen to feel secure and hopeful for a bright future. Okay, we have the youngest population on the planet. Now, obviously, the same trollers who are watching your show tonight are the same ones who watched Surya Kumar play as the captain of India against Pakistan and then not shake the hand. Now, that was very interesting at that point in time, okay? All of India did not want to play cricket with Pakistan, the people who took so many lives. I mean, all that we know, right? But we played, but we didn't shake the hand. Wow. These are interesting narratives being played out by us. But these are touchy spaces to touch upon a TV debate. I'm not going to go there, but we did play with Pakistan. And we said we'll play neutral tournaments, but we won't play bilateral. So these are all, dodgy lines to cross. But please understand what Mr. Ishwar is saying or Amitaji is saying. We have to be a little bit careful because these trollers have a very strong voice and they can demolish faiths. They can demolish careers. They can destroy people's lives. We have to be a little bit sensitive in our opinions on a TV show like this at 9 p.m. So I believe that she is a professional acting in a professional space. Please understand whether Denzel Washington, Tom Hanks, or Mr. Amitabh Bachchan or Shah Rukh Khan, these are actors and they perform to play roles in their life. She's playing a character. This is how sensitive we are. And that is, listen. You have a movie called Homebound, which has gone to Oscar. You have 17 cuts in it. Your own censor board chose it to be the Oscar film and then gave it 17 cuts. This is who we are becoming, bro.
Shailen sir, let me be very honest with this. It's a culture war, an ideological tug of war between Hindu right and secular left. See, UAE, it's only a space.
I just want to be in the center, Rahul.
Okay,
this left and right is a mess, Rahul. Rahul, come in the middle. Rahul, come in the middle, no? Come in the middle.
My only suggestion is, sometimes like Padmajaji rightly pointed out, when Hindu culture and our systems are disrespected or our systems are demeaned, nobody speaks out. When regarding Karwa Chauth or Bindi, many things are branded regressive. But when it comes to Holy Islam or Holy Christianity, people are saying it is diversity and celebration. So, Hindu Hindus may feel a bit singled out. Let's be honest regarding this, because that's the thought process. It's not regarding the abaya, but rather regarding this singling out, singling out and demeaning.
And Deepika, if you're watching the show, please wear a bindi and do a nice reel on Karwa Chauth day after. And rest this to peace.
Hopefully, Deepika will do it for Ranveer.
I completely agree with that. If you want to wear a bindi, if you want to observe Karwa Chauth, I totally respect every single woman who decides to do that, because honestly, there is nothing harmful in it if you are doing it, keeping your safety, keeping your health in mind. On the other hand, do you think, Amita Sachdeva, a little bit of sensitivity on all sides will go places? There should be no sneering at, Indian culture being regressive wholesale, say, oh, today you're going to do vrat, this is very bad for your health, why are women enslaved to your husbands? And on the other hand, also an actor doing an advertisement and covering her head is not really the end of the world. A little bit of restraint and a little bit of sensitivity on all sides.
Yes, absolutely. See, nobody is saying that she has violated any law. I'm saying there is no harm in adopting a balanced approach. There is no harm in promoting a mosque, not at all. I'm just saying that she should have a balanced approach, and she should also promote the Indian culture, Indian tradition. That is it. Because she is a role model for Indian youth. And what does Indian youth need? They need people like, have integrity, having commitment towards the national values. I'm just saying, there is no harm in adopting the balanced approach.
Yeah, I just want, Padmaja, may I just say one thought?
I think it's very...
Sorry, carry on.
Okay, last 30 seconds, please. Yes.
Padmaja, I just feel that all of us need to respect we need to respect and live by the Constitution. So, if there is, and to Rahul Ishwar, my friend, just cut this left and right, come in the middle, because at the end of the day, we are the world's largest democracy. Hindu is not in trouble. We are a majority. We're a beautiful nation. And let's celebrate the spirit of our Constitution, which allows us to be who we want to be in this country within the purview of the law. So I just humbly request that. And if Deepika is watching it, Deepika, just do something beautiful for India. You're a super talent that we respect and honor and celebrate. And let these strollers just focus on the real issues of India.
100%, and there's so much to celebrate in the country. I really hope that Deepika Padukone does come up with a wonderful advertisement, not merely as a reaction to the criticism, but because India truly deserves to be celebrated like any other country. And look, festive season is upon us. What better time to dress up, celebrate Indian culture, look beautiful, wear a bindi or don't. It's entirely up to you. Thanks very much, both gentlemen, for all three gentlemen for joining me, as well as Amita Sachdeva. Time for a quick break.